Hey everybody, Cam Capital here with a video on Ocugen OCGN. It's been a stock I talked about in the past on its prior move with COVID news, and today it was, really the big gainer day, especially after the capital tax plan came out from the Biden administration. But OCGN's up as their partner in COVID vaccine. Their results came out and they came back positive. And you also have their partner being an Indian company. India is being hit really hard right now with COVID. I saw today they had 323,000 new cases and 2,300 deaths. So it's starting to really pick up over there in India. So obviously there's a need that needs to be met, and this vaccine and these two companies could greatly benefit. So obviously we get this move today, and when we get after the daily chart, you see we have been smacked down prior, and we put in a pretty good bottom, Monday, Tuesday this week, this 524. Kind of interesting here. Obviously this is hindsight, and you probably wouldn't be able to see this at a time, but looking at it from yesterday, we had that move extended pre-market, and we basically had a pullback all day, kind of this W bottom, but it's really forming a cup. You can call it pullback again, right? So maybe forming a handle here, and then we get sideways all day and really had that strength when the market was pulling back. So yes, extended now because we're putting new highs after hours up at 989. But when that news came out, 773, put in a bottom 712. So close to an 8% drop. But compared to the market, this chart's still in an uptrend, right? So we still have a higher low from the 715 mark. Pretty solid here, and then once the market's kind of stabilized a little bit, we just ripped off higher, and as you can see, continued strength here in the close and after hours right now in the mid nines. So, and that's corresponding with this 50% fib from Ocugen's prior move down here. So you got the 0 to 100, had this huge gap up on their initial news with the COVID agreement with Bharat, I believe is the company's name. I'm not going to be able to pronounce it correctly, but they had that initial news, huge spike on volume, and then we kind of been in this downward trend for a while. And then here you see the chart just from this last week, kind of put this bottom in 524, and here another candlestick. Investment opportunity, or a play, you could say. You have the hammer here, maybe too tall of an upper wick, so it doesn't hold. Could say the same thing here, but then we get this gap up and double hammer, and then today just ripped higher. So huge increase in volume yesterday as well, but today even more. Yesterday 136, here 212 today, and you see we basically got through that 38.2 fib up to that 50. And now we're kind of running into this area of consolidation prior around that 50% fib, and if you zoom out, obviously we're running into this volume in the nines right now. So we'll look to see if that overhead supply will knock the stock back down, or if buying interest stays elevated tomorrow, we can look to go higher, because we got up to 989. So if these bars are all 25 cents right here, 950 up to $10 is a little shallower on volume. And if you look at the chart looking left, right, we got a lot of long wicks up here in the nines up through the tens, so couldn't really hold that level, and obviously that's on lower volume too, compared to today's. So you see here I did have this pink line marked because I was watching Ocugen pre-market. Skills was my main watch after I sold AMC this morning around 4:30, and Skills was taken off, but Skills faded all day, and Ocugen was the main watch during the day. But so once we got up out of the morning pullback, stayed above 685. It should be about 689 where the high open was from this candle on the 15th. That was kind of the extended move down from this consolidated area. So break of that and a bounce, stay positive on it, was a positive sign for Ocugen to stay up, and we did that pretty early in this morning. So then after that, it was basically a long play for me, and then it wasn't even shortable on interactive brokers. So it was really just playing the long side all day, and it held up pretty well. So if we go to the 15-minute chart, really held the 9 until the tax news came out, and then got wiki on the 22 here, and then we take off. So not huge pullback opportunities, right? So if you were able to short this, really the resistance here was 775 was the main kind of pullback level. You got it once, you got the test of it again, and then the breakthrough, and it takes us higher, and looks like we can keep going here after hours. So looks like we're going to test that 989 level, maybe up to $10 here pretty shortly. So we'll have to wait and see what Ocugen has in store for us tomorrow. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Appreciate you taking time to watch the video, and